if you were to imagine yourself disappearing from your business and it falling into a heap of fallen cards, like a house of cards falling down, then you failed as a leader, as the business owner. Your responsibility is to be able to create a system that works without you. Most small businesses look like this. Crazy, busy business owner, stuck behind a desk with a million different things going on, and unfortunately not getting any time off and not getting anything done in their business. And many business owners are chained to their business because they haven't built good systems and processes. If you read my Facebook post the other day, I wrote up that I was exiting the marketing team. I've been working a day job at itGenius as the marketing director, and I've been trying to extricate myself from the team. And we had basically 80% of the team refresh last year in June, not because there was a mass walkout or anything, but just because naturally a number of people left the business at the same time. We had, I think, 4 or 5 people move out of that team in the space of 2 months. And there were some things documented, but it really hurt us because they weren't in a state where someone else could just basically take them over. So I've been re-going through this process over the past 6 months as we have rebuilt a fresh marketing team, which has been good fun. So this is how small business owners do systems, right? And next, this is how corporates do systems. Big organizations have everything sitting up on a shelf. It's dusty. It's not used by anyone. And the systems and processes are there more for compliance rather than for actual day-to-day ease of use. And for anyone who's ever worked in a corporate organization, you probably open up the binder and try and work out how to do something, and it says, oh, this process is out of date, or go and see Bob on level 5 because he's the only one who knows how to do it now. And they're not really there for the functional use of a business. Documented systems and processes are really just there to probably avoid any legal issues for an organization, or just to tick boxes if they're someone who needs to show compliance. So how do we find the middle ground for small business owners? Mental blocks to systemizing and delegating. And this is really to set the frame on systemizing. One of my favorite quotes from Einstein is that any intelligent fool, I love that, can make things bigger and more complex, but it takes a touch of genius to move in the opposite direction. And what he's really talking about here is that it's really easy to approach systemizing and documenting our business and actually go too hard and create a bureaucracy or create a business that is a challenge because we've over-systemized things. So I want you to try and keep this frame of reference in mind that yes, we need to make sure that things are documented in our business, but we want to keep them simple enough that they can be followed and that they can be retaught. And also that they're actually useful as well, because you want your team to rely on these. You don't want your team to feel like they're just ticking boxes. Next up is a quote from Jim Collins, who wrote Good to Great. And Jim writes, a great company is only great if it continues to be great without the founder. And what that means is if you were to imagine yourself disappearing from your business and it falling into a heap of fallen cards, like a house of cards falling down, then you failed as a leader, as the business owner. Your responsibility is to be able to create a system that works without you. And I want you to imagine yourself as if you were the CEO of a publicly listed company. Now, a publicly listed company, yes, it's a lot larger and has a lot more moving parts and it has a lot more support systems in place, but they have the ability to switch out the CEO every couple of years or every 5 or 10 years and have somebody else come in and actually take over the job. And so when you think about yourself in that way, imagine yourself leaving the job, even as a CEO, even potentially your founder role, and then having somebody else come in and step in and take your role. Could they take over your role? Or have you created scenarios where you're literally the only person in the world who can do things? Well, that's a problem for your business if you want it to run without you, and that's a problem if you ever want to be able to take a holiday. Now, I'm very lucky that I've built itGenius to the point where now I have a CEO in place, which is Scott Gallatley. On-Site Helper, which I'm also the owner of, is run by Adrian, who's the founder of that business. And I get to just take care of the founder job, which is giving spiritual guidance to the business, which is culture and some of the product guidance as well. But also I'm obviously the talent for the marketing on things like YouTube. And bit by bit, we're starting to move myself out of that role. You would have seen some other videos on our channel from the other presenter, Joyce, where I'm bit by bit starting to bring other talent in, even with the marketing. So that's not all me as well. I really enjoy it, so I don't mind doing it, but bit by bit, we're moving the business to market more without Pete necessarily being involved in that. So that's one thing that you can kind of think about is if you were to imagine yourself as the CEO of a publicly listed company, how would you replace yourself if you needed to replace yourself? And what kind of roles would you have right now that are potentially irreplaceable? and how may you need to shift and change those over time so that that's no longer the case.
If you like this content, please hit subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live or drop new content on the channel. Now, if you'd like to connect with us, hit us up on social media or join our free community group. All the links to that are right below this video. If you'd like to learn more about Google Workspace and the technology ecosystem, you can join our free Genius Academy by transferring your billing across to itGenius. Or you can join a Workspace Basics Bootcamp. Now, if you're a business owner and you're interested in an audit on your technology stack or your Workspace account, or you're looking to do a project in the tech world, well, you can take advantage of our free consultation. And if you need help right now, then consider joining Concierge or taking up a quick fix with our team for professional support for your tech stack.